Do you think it would be in WWE's best interest to give me another shot?
You know, that's their call, Devin, and it's one of those things that we won't ever know until it happens. And to speculate on what they do and how they do it is what it is, pure speculation. That would be, it would be like you saying, here's a needle and I'm gonna throw it over here in a haystack. Can you find it for me? I don't know what they're looking for and when they're looking for it and how they're looking for it. You don't know who's gonna be the next guy. Who knows? I might be the next booker there, and I'd give you a shot if he's. Yeah. Working for Hannibal, or Devin Nicholson is the promoter on record. Hannibal is your ring name. It's always been something different. It's always been uniquely different, whether it be the show we had in Cochrane, Alberta, or the one that we had in Calgary, where it got out of hand there with those activities that I had before I got to the matches, and then my wife being there too. That was my fault, not yours. But then we get over to different places in Ontario and different places around Canada where you promote, and it's always been uniquely different. And you've always given me good opponents and everything, and not guys I had to go out and struggle with or had to, have altercations in the ring. And we were, I guess the one that I remember the most is the one with you and Leaping Lanny Poffo. And I don't know what transpired out in the ring. I've seen you be rough with some people before, and I didn't want that roughness myself. And in fact, the last time I was around you, I think you gave me a chop in the elevator. We were going up to our rooms, and I was kind of like pinned in this 4x4 room elevator, and I couldn't get out while you were doing your chops on me. But to give Lanny a chop, I wouldn't have understood that. But if he said he wanted it, and for you to, rip his only shirt, and you didn't know that. But then when it came backstage is when I heard all the altercation, and I thought, what the heck is going on? These guys are yelling and screaming at each other, and then it breaks out in the locker room, and you guys are down on the floor. And Lanny's a friend of mine, and I know that you can get carried away yourself and get a little bit, disturbed about things. And it was just a bad situation, because I didn't know if I should, grab you as the promoter and as a wrestler that you are, or, take sides with Lanny. So I kind of just let it play out like it did, but I wasn't. I didn't like it. I really didn't like what happened. I didn't like how it all transpired, and but I hope to never see it again. I think he was very upset. He was as upset as I've ever seen him. And like I said, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for a long, long time. We had a lot of matches together, and I've seen him both in and out of the ring, and I've never seen him get upset until that night. He was extremely upset. And for him to bury the hatchet, let bygones be bygones, I think that's one of his attributes that he's always been able to do with different situations, and he's very good at doing that. I know he has some things he does and some things he doesn't do. He's not a big drinker. He's not a smoker. He's not a drug abuser, but he does other things that I've heard about. I've never seen it. I understand that he admits to this thing that he does. My friend Don Fargo, one time, 25, 30 years ago, we're driving down a highway, and we mentioned something about Lanny and his extraordinary thing that he can do with his human body. And Fargo said, I wonder if he's a real man. And me being a young kid in the business, I said, what do you mean a real man? Well, a real man would stay there and take it, or does he pull away at the last minute? Let me say this, and Lanny will remember this. Life is a bed of roses, but you got to watch out for the pricks.